4th, Happy Easter. Come on, give me a Happy Easter. And on the 3rd day, Jesus rose from the tomb, and upon exiting the cave, saw his shadow and knew that there would be 30 more days of winter. I invite you to suspend any preconceived notions of what you think is going to happen here today. Are we good with that? This is not your grandmother's Easter. So suspend any preconceived notions and allow yourself to be fully humble, vulnerable, and open and receptive to the miracle of now. Yes? A group of ministers was discussing the true meaning of Easter. And I believe the Baptist ministers said that the real meaning of Easter is that Christ died on the cross for our sins. And me too, said the Lutheran. And me too, said the Methodist. And me too, said the Presbyterian. But the Unity minister was silent. I believe the real meaning of Easter is the triumph of Jesus over the grave, said the Lutheran. And me too, said the Baptist. Me too, said the Methodist. And me too, said the Presbyterian. The Presbyterian said the real meaning of Easter is that those that believe in the sacrifice and the resurrection of Jesus obtain eternal life. And the chorus of Me Too's, minus the Unity minister, continued. And the group turned to the Unity minister, who they thought was a little bit strange anyway, and said, your silence is a mystery to us. What do you believe is the true meaning of Easter? I believe the real meaning of Easter, he replied, is the appreciation of life's renewing cycles, of Earth's renewing cycles. I believe it is the acknowledgement with the accompanying sadness of a very human man who was forced to die on a cross because of human ignorance, forced to die on a cross because of his radical and less than popular religious views. Nobody will be crucified here today. I believe that Easter is about humanity's ability to rise above persecution, to know oneness with God. I believe it's the celebration of the sacred in each and every person, in the birds and the flowers, the trees, the wind and the waves, and every living creature. And me too waved the flowers. Me too sighed the breeze. And me too waved the trees. And me too rang a chorus of God's entire creation as we all rose above human limitation to ascend the heights of our own Christ nature and our own light. We have lived within the darkness, felt the emptiness of night, felt the sting of bitter cold, the wounds of endless fights. But now we found there's more within us than any power of this life. For our spirits have found heaven, and we're reaching for the light. Please sing with me. And now we rise, and now we live above the pain, beyond the fear. For God has shown us to the light of the possible. So now we see that we're set free. And now we soar. Yes, now we fly. There are no chains to tie us down. We stand on higher ground. For now we live, and now we grow. For now we rise. Thanks. I didn't do the whole song. Every year we tell the ancient story of a week that changed the world. A week where a man walked the footsteps of courage and changed the face of humanity. Today we will celebrate 4 aspects of this courageous story as we recognize its multidimensional value. One, we will remember the history, remember the man, remember the teachings. Number two, we will remember the relevance and recognize the value that this story has right here, right now, in your heart and in your life. Three, the revelation of how this story and its expansive nature is alive in each and every one of us today. And finally, the resurrection. As we understand the truth that this is a resurrection not of one person, not of us individually, but the collective human consciousness. As we, as a human race, resurrect the long-forgotten truths of what have always been true that we have forgotten. We begin with celebrating the magnificence of who you brought into this room today by singing, I Celebrate Me. Please stand and join us and raise your voice.
I choose right now, I choose today, I choose to celebrate me. This is the time, this is the place, let's be who we came here to be. I celebrate you, I celebrate me. Let's be who we came here to be. I celebrate you, I celebrate me. Let's be who we came here to be. I choose right now, I choose today, I choose to celebrate you. This is the time, this is the place, let's be who we came here to be. I celebrate you, I celebrate me. Let's be who we came here to be. I celebrate you, I celebrate me. Let's be who we came here to be. Let's be who we came here to be. I choose to celebrate you. I choose to celebrate me. Let's be who we came here to be.
Do me a favor, turn to your left and your right and say, I choose to celebrate you. Let somebody know you are grateful that you're here today. And we're grateful for those of you who are joining us online. We celebrate you. We celebrate the light that you are. And we're so incredibly grateful that you have joined us today in heart, in spirit, and in truth. Happy Easter. I celebrate you.
All right, Unity North, good morning. Good morning, good morning. In that time that you were celebrating one another, you might have celebrated someone who is a visitor today. It might be their very first time at Unity North, and what a joyous time to be here as we are in the flow of love. So we have a welcome team here today, as we do every Sunday. They have on tags that say, how can we help? And we would love to share a little love directly on our newcomers. You don't have to get up, you don't have to sing and dance. We just ask that you raise your hands high so we can celebrate you directly. So if this is your first time at Unity North, please raise your hand nice and high so we can celebrate the love that you are, the love that you bring. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Easter Sunday. We know it's your first day today, but we hope it will not be your last. After service, you can join us downstairs at Holy Grounds, and there's a table specifically for newcomers, so you have a place to be and just ask questions and learn how to be more about this amazing community. You can text NEW to the number that you see on the screen. We will not inundate you with text, but we will let you know about different activities and experiences that are going on. We are so glad that you are here today. So normally at this time, we would go into announcements, but like I said, we are in the flow of joy, we are in the flow of love, and we're gonna keep it moving. So if you wanna know what's going on, because you know there's stuff going on, make sure to go on Facebook, make sure to go on the website, check out the app, and be in the know. But right now, we are going to move into our offering time. So as our ushers are coming forward, we take a moment to recognize the blessing that each and every one of us are. Our visitors, our folks who've been coming here for years, and all of the love that they bring. We recognize that when it comes to offering, there are several ways that we can give. Our presence is one of them, but we can also give by scanning in this QR code. We can give digitally. We can put something in the offering basket, and any amount that you are able to give is a gift that keeps our many, many ministries going. So thank you in advance. And let's put some love on our offering as we move forward. Let's say our offering blessing together. I am so blessed. I am so prosperous. And it is my great pleasure to share of my blessings and to share of my prosperity. And in the giving, the entire world is blessed. Thank you, God.
As the baskets come around, let us join our voices and sing in that blessing, sing in that prosperity, sing in that love. The song by Karen Drucker, I am so blessed. Together.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Take a deep breath, everybody. And on the exhale, realize and recognize that you are so blessed. Look around. You have family, you have friends, you have community. Family and friends that maybe you're meeting for the first time. But maybe family and friends that you have shared your life story with. All important on Easter. Because each one of us has gone through crucifixions. Every one of us has gone through resurrections. It's this cycle of life. Yet we do it together. And when we do it together, we hold hands, we join hearts. And we awaken that which needs to be awakened, not just on Easter, but every breath, every heartbeat, and every moment. We light our first candle of Easter as the sacred sound bowls fill the room with the vibration of truth, the vibration of love, the vibration of empowerment. The first candle we have kindled is a candle of remembrance. Today, we remember a man who brought a new consciousness, a new paradigm to the planet. Jesus was bold, yes? He didn't mumble. He didn't whisper his message. He didn't discuss the safest approach to that message being delivered. He didn't go through endless committees to decide what the right way was to do it. He shouted and he stomped. He cried and he groaned. And he crashed into the human consciousness in a way that the planet was forever changed with ideas and attitudes and actions never, ever seen before. Let us breathe that in today. He crossed the borders, the man-made borders and boundaries, and said, no more. We belong to each other. He owned his spiritual authority, and he didn't wait till he had the whole picture in mind. He flew his banner high, and sometimes I like to say he flew his freak flag really high. He did not make apology for who he was and for what gift he had to bring. His message was big enough, bold enough, and bright enough for everyone to see. That took courage. We today are called to follow his example. Breathe that in. What was written about this man has been mistranslated, twisted, and manipulated for centuries in 1,000 different directions. I like to get as close as I can to the original language of Jesus, which is the Aramaic. Today, we honor the ancestors and the generations of antiquity that connect us to the Easter story over 2,000 years ago. Two pieces of the puzzle I want to highlight as we remember. One is on the cross, when it was thought that Jesus said and spoke the words, "Father, why have you forsaken me?" That translation comes from the Greek, and it is inaccurate. The original translation comes from the Aramaic, and it would have been these words that we put up on the screen right now. And they say, Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani. Are they up there? Do we have that slide? Use the faculty of your imagination. Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani, which means this, my God, for this you have kept me. My God, for this I was born. What we witness on Good Friday is not a loss of faith, but a declaration of destiny, a declaration of deliverance, of triumph, of fulfillment, of transformation and transcendence. Let's say it together. Eloi, Eloi, lema sabachthani. Sabachthani expresses freedom from the bondage of human ignorance. The freedom from the bondage of human experience. He's showing us that we are not bound by anything except our own ability to transcend those human limitations. For this, we were born. And I invite you to make it personal. Take your hand and place it upon your heart, and to find that Christ essence in your own heart and say, for this I was born. Together, considered his greatest teaching, the Lord's Prayer, as an amazing prescription for life, but not the translation that we have been told or heard for so long. The original translation from the Aramaic is much more closely aligned with Jesus' true purpose, our true purpose, for what we were born to be, to become, and to share. So I invite you to join me in the reading of the Lord's Prayer, more closely associated to the original words of the man. And then we will go into a time of celebrating the ancestors in the antiquity. Let's put that slide up there, and let's read this translation together. Together we say, O cosmic birther of all radiance and vibration, soften the ground of my being and carve out a space within me where your presence can abide. Fill me with your creativity so that I may be empowered to bear the fruit of your mission. Let each of my actions bear fruit in accordance with your desire. Endow me with the wisdom to produce and share what I need to grow and flourish. Untie the tangled threads of destiny that bind me as I release others from the entanglement of past mistakes. Do not let me be seduced by that which would divert me from my true purpose, but illuminate the opportunities of the present moment. For you are the ground and its fruitful vision, the birth, power, and fulfillment, as all is gathered and made whole once again. And so we honor the history, the ancestors, and the generations, the grandmothers and the grandfathers that have kept the truth alive despite the translations. As Sonia sings in the original Hebrew tongue, accompanied by the tribal beat of overcoming and the tribal beat of transcendence.
아주 내 허리 헤아지기 저ond라 a mis ancestros 저ondra a esta generación y los demás por venir 하나님 메하디 에코하체 하하토 엘로히
Today, we celebrate the Christ spirit known as Sonia, Eric, James, Mo, and Sebastian. Breathe it in. We remember. And now we light the second candle. A candle of relevance. If the Easter story does not live in us today, what good is it? If we are not discovering things in ourselves and about ourselves, it's a nice story to tell, but its value is very little. The message of Easter must come alive in our hearts, or we place all the responsibility on our becoming on the man Jesus, and that's the greatest cop-out on the planet. The responsibility is ours. Yes? The Easter story is a challenge that must come alive right here, right now, today. And each character in that story is breathing you today. As the sacred bowls play, feel the energy of the 12 and all the women that got written out of the Bible as well. Feel their energy. Each one of them is moving us from a place of exclusionary to a place of visionary, from wronging to belonging, from limitation to liberation, from irritation to invitation, shaming to claiming, from begging to demonstrating, believing to being, from marginalization to celebration of all people, from victimhood to a place of victory. Yes? I joyfully, absolutely invite you into this reading and to make it personal. There'll be a part of this reading that I will invite you to read with me, but take it to heart, take it to spirit, live it, breathe it, be it. I joyfully anticipate the gifts that each new day brings, and I welcome with determination and enthusiasm and use them to the fullest extent of my being, my Christ spirit. Each moment contains within it a possibility to be born anew, to arise yet again to new dimensions, to new paradigms, realities, possibilities of my divine self. I greet each morning connected to a power that guides my every thought, action, and deed. A power that propels me through any darkness and into the magnificence of my very divine self as a child of light, as a child of God. I am the veritable Christ. I invite you to place your hand upon your heart and to say this with me. I am the veritable Christ. I don't know if I believe you yet. Together, I am the veritable Christ. That with each step is moving into a greater expression of life and love beyond human boundaries and borders. I erased the boundaries and the borders that Jesus erased, that mankind put into place. No longer, not on my watch, not on my watch. Together, not. I revel in the mysteries and miracles that are unveiled every moment of my purposeful and intentional existence. I invite you to please read the back half of this statement together as the words appear on the screen. Together. It's amazing how magical it is as the words appear. Together, I am the seed of spiritual potential, living in an endless well of power, untouched and untethered to human limitation. I am the Holy Spirit of life longing for itself, the Messiah, delivering myself out of the prison of limited human consciousness and ignorance. I am the dawning of a new day. This story is my story. Again, together, this story is my story. And one last time for the subconscious mind, this story is my story.
There once was a girl who didn't know just how to let go of all the pain and the anguish that she had pent up inside from the past and all its lessons. She couldn't see the point because her life wasn't full of joy. And she thought, why can't the people see? There must be more to life than this. Else Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And listen. Love is the creator, and the creator is love. With every breath in, you accept your life. With every breath out, remember you have a choice. You can choose to breathe in, or you can choose to stop. Every breath in is a new chance to live, and every breath out is a new chance to love. If you live through each breath as if it could be your last, you'll remember how to live in the moment and love your life. And the girl said, I think I see your point, and I'm beginning to feel the joy. What you're saying is the meaning of life is to live it, and the meaning of love is to give it, and I could choose to live my life through love? And the man said, yes. Love is the key to unfolding. To unfold is to love, that's the key. Oh, won't you please listen to me and realize that love will set you free. The girl smiled and she hugged the man. She stood up and turned to give thanks. He was gone. Her life was transformed, and she walked away with a secret. She could really see the point, because her life was so full of joy. And she thought, I'll help the people see there's so much more to life. And this is what I'll tell you. Love is the key to unfolding. To unfold is to love, that's the key. Oh, won't you please listen to me and realize that love will set you free.
The Christ doing business as terabundant. And we light our third candle, the candle of revelation. As once again the sacred bowls play, allow the vibrations of love and joy and peace vibrate in your own heart and in your own spirit. Every spiritual teaching, every one of them, is but a writing, but a theory based on somebody else's experience. The time comes when we as heroes in our own stories are challenged with finding the experience and the Christ within for ourselves. The awareness of oneness with the infinite is no longer a pretty theory, but a real life experience where we must confront the fears and the doubts and make our way to first-hand experience. This is the mindset and the heart and the life of a mystic, and we are called to be mystics, not lemmings. The journey to our true selves cannot be a second-hand experience. Say that with me. The journey to our true selves cannot be a second-hand experience. Easter is not a one-and-done story from antiquity, but a story that reveals long-forgotten truths about the person wearing your skin, sitting in that seat. Truths that will demand that we confront our own fears to become the light of the world we were told we are. Truths that will cause us to visit the garden of our own fears, the crucifixions of our long outdated beliefs individually and collectively, and the revealing of our inherent nature of love, of love, of love, of love. I invite you now to join me to enjoy a member of our Uniteens, Stella Adamson and Reverend Averill, in an experience as the lights come down ever so slightly. I invite you to take these words again, make them personal, and please refrain from applause. I will give you opportunity to applaud for what you're about to see and experience in a moment. But right now, take a deep breath with me. Sitting alone on a hillside, confused about what to do. My choices were all complicated. It was time to think things through. I spotted a striped caterpillar stretching her face to the sky and dragging her cumbersome body an inch at a time. I was feeling the pain of slow progress when a friend of hers fluttered by. I leaned in close as the caterpillar spoke with a voice as soft as a sigh. And she said, "Butterfly, please tell me again, I'm gonna be all right. I can feel a change is coming. I can feel it in my skin. I can feel myself outgrowing the life I've been living in. But I am afraid of change. So, butterfly, please tell me again, I'm gonna be all right. Yes, butterfly, please tell me again, I'm gonna be all right.
I invite you at this time to adjust your body so that you're sitting tall and well, with your feet grounded on the floor. Be aware of the body sitting in the chair, dignified, yet relaxing into the seat. Remembrance. Remembrance of the gift of the body as it abides in stillness. With eyes closed, reflect that every moment, every movement is gift. Then become aware of the breath, beginning to breathe deeply, mindfully, slowly, emphasizing the exhalation portion of the breath. Relevance. Relevance of each breath as it comes and goes. Every breath is a prayer. Be the Messiah. Breathe in the suffering and breathe out peace. For a moment, let us be the lungs of the world. Don't overthink. Breathe in suffering and breathe out peace. Continuing to breathe lovingly to renew this world with every breath. Become aware of your heart space, also known as the cave, like the tomb where the Christ was laid to rest. Focus deep in your heart, revelation. Revelation. Awakening to the Christ consciousness. Awakening to the Christ light. The Godhead abiding in this space. Keep releasing your body, breathing mindfully, and abiding in your true nature, which is the silence within. Resurrect from the silence that is the abode of the Christ consciousness. Reflect on the relative quietness of your individual mind. Relish the smoothness of your breath. Revere the stillness of your body. Bring back the revelation as you gently open your eyes.
Join me in celebrating the Christ doing business is Reverend Averill Maynard and a beautiful, just turned 13-year-old dancer, Stella Adamson. And so we come to the fourth and the final season and candle of Easter. And as it's being lit, we give thanks to Christ doing business as Patsy Yarborough for the beautiful, beautiful altar. So the tomb is empty. Now what? We have 12 guys and a bunch of women who got written out of the text, all asking, now what? People who have been led, who have been guided, taught, and nurtured by the man Jesus, who now find themselves on the edge of their own ministry, wondering, what now? A little like Jim on Taxi. What now? The disciples, male and female alike, were given the challenge to go out, heal others, teach others, and pay it forward. In essence, he's saying, get out of the back of the class and head to the front of the class. Tag, you're it. That's what we celebrate, is the tag, Gordon, you're it. Tag, Sylvia, you're it. Tag, Gay, you're it. Tag, all of you, you're it. It's time to leave the back row of the class and get in the front. His words to his closest friends and students was, go out, get busy, and take it to the next level. Change the world. Those boundaries and borders that we talked about, it's now our responsibility to tear them down, to break them down. And when duality is in our field, ours is to be the voice to say, not on my watch. Ours is to be the heart and the strength to step in and say, this doesn't happen in my field. And that's scary. It is scary. But you want to honor Easter? You want to honor a man? You want to honor the Christ of yourselves? Ours is to go ahead and face the fear and do it anyway. Yes? Resurrection was not just intended for one person. It was for all who would ever hear the story thereafter. Resurrection is not a one-time isolated event, or we've wasted the whole message. It is a testimony of what must happen in the collective. This is the transformation and the resurrection that the planet is screaming for today. Have you noticed? Yeah. It's pretty much as dark as it was when Jesus was born onto the planet. Well, let yourself be born anew on the planet today and to say, what is mine to do? Where is mine to go? What is mine to speak? And that message is needed today just as much as it was 2,000 years ago, and perhaps more so because it appears we have forgotten we belong to each other. It appears that we have forgotten that we have never been and never will be defined by any human experience or darkness or blindness. Easter is not a private resurrection, but a universal one. So my charge for us today as we invite the children of the future to come into the room is pay it forward. Be the example. Let the story live in you. Be the first one to stand up. Be the first one to stand in and to step in. Be the first to bring the new paradigm. Be the first to forgive. Be the first to love. Don't wait for somebody else. Be the voice of the Christ. Period. As the kids make their way in, I invite you to sing, We Celebrate You, because they need to hear a message that they were not created, broken, or stained, and needing a fixing, that these children were created in the image and after the likeness of perfection, of light, of love, and of goodness. So let's sing together as the kids make their way in.
I choose right now. I choose today. I choose to celebrate you. This is the time. This is the place. Let's
Can you guys all say Happy Easter? Can we just take a moment to revel in the Christ consciousness of these kids? Look around. That is the light of God. And you guys, look out there. Look at all those. They're the light of God. So we've been talking a lot in Unikids. Every week we say, where's God today? I get in our hearts. We get that a lot. And where else is God today?
God is in everyone.
God is in everyone. But the really cool thing as we go, sometimes I hear, God is in Henry's nose. God is in my stuffed animal's feet. You raising the flag? Truce. So that just tells me that they're really getting that God is in everything, every cell of our being, right? Right. And our next ritual that we didn't bring, but we have a candle, and we each turn on a candle, and that represents what? Yell it out. Our hearts. And what does the light represent? And where does that light live? In our hearts. That's right. So we talked about Jesus too. And last week, they said, well, Jesus died. And so we confronted it. We confronted it and we said, and I want you guys to yell it out. What is the thing that Jesus came here to teach us? Let's yell it. About love? Was that you, Natalie? No. Hey, Paisley. What did Jesus come to teach us about? Love. Love when? And kindness. Jesus showed love, said Gavin, and we're working on someday giving him the microphone again. Not today. This young man, as most of these kids, have the most profound wisdom that comes out. I am blessed, as I'm sure the other teachers, to be in their presence. So we talked about Jesus, and we talked about what happens when you spread love and sometimes in power. Come on up, Ronnie. You want to sit with us? No? Okay. When in the face of hate, in the face of anger. And we talked about other people like Martin Luther King Jr., who no matter how he was treated, still shared love. Amen. And we said, is that always easy to share love? No. We talk a lot about bullies, believe it or not. Last August I said, so is everybody excited for school to start? And they said, well, no. Who's excited for school to end? Raise your hand. Mine's just starting too. But they said, I get bullied. So we thought, I said, okay, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. And so what we realized is bullies are hurt people. And hurt people hurt people. So we're going to pretend I have a light, because what we do every week, and they love this, is I say, does our light ever go out? No. But what if I'm hurt? What? I want so bad to give it to him. Can you say that without yelling? Say it one more time. All right, guys, I'm trusting.
No matter what, but we still have the light in their heart. No matter what, they still have love. But
I don't think you should pay me to do the job. Wait. Cancel.
Okay, everybody, that's on tape. She just said it.
No matter what's in their heart. And Quinn here had something to say about what we can do if someone's bullied or if somebody gets hurt. What did you tell us earlier?
if a bully is ever hurt, deep down they still have the love inside them, and you can give them back.
And when we have if their light looks like it's out, what can we do?
We can make them happy and give it back to them even though they're sad.
Can you imagine if we grew up with these principles, that we are perfectly created, that we are created in the divine likeness of God, and that we, however we show up, that's what we do downstairs. That's what we're aiming to do. Give me 1 second. Where's Birdie? So I asked Birdie, well, wait, I have one more thing to say. I forgot. So we're talking about, they have so much joy and energy. And I thought, why is it that when we're born as kids, we get all the energy before we can really do anything that's substantial with it? We can't drive yet. We can't, cure cancer. We can't solve world peace. And then I thought, but can we? Can we as adults remember and let go of adulting and all the programming and look in their eyes and remember that innocence and remember that heart? And they are solving the world's problems. And so now I'm going to ask Birdie, what is one thing adults and grown-ups could do right now to make the world a better place?
Grown-ups can love each other even if they disagree.
No matter what, Birdie? No matter what? Yes, no matter what. So if I disagree with you and I say, your shirt is blue, and you say, what? My shirt is what? What color is your shirt?
Red.
It's blue.
Red.
It's blue. Can we still love each other? We can, because maybe I can't see color red. So I want to tell a quick story. They're not here today, but last fall, we were blessed to meet Tanya and Alex and Kira, who's 5, who came to us from the Ukraine via Romania and Germany. And they have just stolen our hearts and are part of our spiritual community. And on Kira's first day, her mom said, she speaks English, but there could be some language barriers. There weren't. She didn't care if she didn't know the right word. She wasn't trying to figure it out. She just was. And the kids just communicated. Now, what I didn't realize at the time is these kids heard the word Ukraine. And when I turned around, they had surrounded her in a circle. And I heard them saying things like, are you okay? Is your house still there? And luckily, she didn't really experience that, so she was a little confused. But the thing I've learned from these wee prophets is they know more than we think they do. And we need to tread lightly on that, but know that their open hearts have the answer, and we, with our very next breath, have the answer. But it was just the most amazing moment, and they couldn't be here today, but this song we're about to do was inspired by them, because I started thinking about language. We were reading a story about a frog, and what does a frog say, everybody? And Kira went, and I said, what does a frog say in the Ukraine? And she said, kavak, kavak. And I got to thinking, does the frog say something different in the Ukraine? It's our perception of what is said. And so often, the language we're speaking, we're from all over the world, but we're saying the same thing. And we can understand each other on the heart level. So I remembered this song from Sandy Patty, Love in Any Language. And so I am so blessed. I'm going to invite some congregants up, and I'm going to try to gracefully get up. Let's see. I don't want to step on this little girl. Okay. So we have people that are going to share in their native tongue our sort of motto that we've adopted. We've adopted it before. You guys could come up a little bit. And you can put it up there. Together we transform the world through love, one heart at a time. And that's what we're doing here at Unity North. And so as they say it in their native tongue, I want you to receive the energy and the knowing that they are all saying the same thing, though the words are different.
Juntos transformamos el mundo a través del amor, un corazón a la vez.
Chinese，让我们用爱来改变世界，从每一个人做起。
Français. Ensemble, nous transformons le monde à travers l'amour, un cœur à la fois.
Português. Juntos, transformamos o mundo através do amor, coração de cada vez.
Japanese みんなでこの世界を理想的な社会に変えていきましょう。一人の心から。
And an American Sign Language. All these together, saying the same thing. So let us together say, together we transform the world through love, one heart at a time. So we can have the lyrics up there. Just receive that energy. The sounds are all as different as the lands from which they came. And though the words are all unique, our hearts are still the same. Love in any language, straight from the heart, pulls us all together, never apart. And once we learn to speak it, all the world will hear. Love in any language, fluently spoken here. We teach our young our differences, but look how we're the same. We love to laugh, to dream our dreams. We know the sting of pain. From Leningrad to Lexington, the farmer loves his land. And daddies all get misty-eyed to give their daughters hands. Oh, maybe when we realize how much there is to share, we'll find too much in common to pretend it isn't there. Guys, stand up. Love
In any language, straight from the heart, holds us all together, never
right here.
So this consciousness, this truth, this kind of being is the resurrection. The gauntlet has been tossed down. If what we've done here today was a mild entertainment, why did you waste your time? But if what we have done here today has sparked something within your heart and your mind and in your family, it's the most valuable hour and 15 minutes you could have spent. Don't waste the gift. Be the change, be the light. We celebrated you, we celebrated me. Now let's celebrate the us that will forever change the face of the planet. The Christ doing business as all of us. Let's close with singing, Let's Celebrate Us.
I choose right now, I choose today, I choose to celebrate us. This is the time, this is the place, let's be who we came here to be. I celebrate you, I celebrate me. Let's be who we came here to be. I celebrate you, I celebrate me. Let's be who we came here to be. We're gonna go back to the beginning. Right now, I choose today, I choose to celebrate us. This is the time, this is the place, let's be who we came here to be. I celebrate you, I celebrate me. Let's be who we came here to be. I celebrate you, I celebrate me. Let's be who we came here to be. Let's be who we came here to be. I choose to celebrate me. I choose to celebrate you and all of us. Let's be who we came here to be.
Happy Easter, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. Have a blessed and beautiful holiday. We'll see you next Sunday.
And parents, pick your kids up from the stage, from the stage.